Hey friends, welcome to your week 19 yoga practice. So last week we had a full hour-long challenging fiery vinyasa class. This week is a lot more short and sweet and simple. It'll be a half and half class. So the first 10 minutes or so is going to be a pre-activity, pre-workout warm-up, and then the second half is a post-activity cool-down stretch. So if you want to do it all in one time, you'll probably just feel good and activated and stretched. If you want to split it before and after any type of workout you do, that is the intention. But do what you want. I would recommend having a bolster maybe. Yeah, let's have a bolster or a pillow or something for the end of class. And we're gonna get started in a tabletop pose. Stacking shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Think about drawing your shoulder blades down the back body and pressing your collarbones forward. Nice neutral spine to begin here. And just take 3 really deep 360-degree breaths. So not just letting the belly drop down, but also expanding through the back body and ribs. Up underneath the armpits and the chest. Exhale, let it go. One more inhale here. Go really long from your sit bones through the crown of the head. Good. And we're going to take a little stretch for the bottoms of our feet. So keep your toes tucked under and shift your weight back. And come forward into tabletop, back into an active child's pose. We'll go 3 more. And don't let your feet sickle out to the side, so make sure your inner heels are hugging in towards each other. Last one here. Good. Come back to neutral. Take a couple rounds of cat-cow. So on an inhale, drop your belly, lift your tail, lift your gaze, and pull your heart through your shoulders. On an exhale, tuck chin to chest, round your pubic bone up towards your spine, and separate your shoulders on the back body. Inhale to open up. Exhale, round and curl in. 3 more with your breath. As always, if it feels better to take a different type of movement, you always have that option. Listen to your body, listen to where you want to go. And always close your eyes and let it feel funky and look funky. Good. On your next inhale, find a cow pose, and we're gonna hold here. So really think about pulling your palms back towards your knees forward towards your palms. Straighten out through your elbows, roll your biceps forward. Feel every muscle on the side of your spine engage. Good. Now round, push forward into a cat pose, and we're gonna hold here a few breaths. So really letting the back space of the heart inflate, finding some engagement through the front line of your arms, and your chest, and your core. One more breath. Exhale, let it go. Take some shoulder rolls here. Shifting onto one side maybe, and then over to another side. Switch the direction of your shoulder rolls. Good. And then walk your feet to the top of the mat. Nice and wide, toes out, heels are in. Find an active squat to start. So kind of like Malasana, but we're sitting up, we're staying active here. Arms reach forward or at heart center. On an exhale, sink a little deeper into your squat. Inhale to lift up out of it a couple inches. Exhale to sink deeper. One more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, this time sit all the way down, Malasana. Good, take a little rock from side to side. And we're gonna take some quad and neck stretches. So let your left knee kind of drop out to the side and roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. Your left hand can press on the top of your left thigh. Come back through center, roll chin to chest. Drop left heel down. This time lift right heel, poke your right knee out to the side, and drop left ear to left shoulder. So from the front, We're doing a stretch in opposite direction. So right side of the neck, left ear to left shoulder. Good, come back through center, roll chin to chest. Drop left knee out to the side, right ear to right shoulder. Your fingertips can be in front for balance. Roll through center. Other side, right kneecap down, left ear to left shoulder. Feel free to wiggle around a little bit here. Good. Find your normal Malasana squat. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Point your toes forward. Lift your hips up. Straighten-ish into your legs. Inhale, Malasana. Toes turn out. Hips drop low. Exhale, forward fold. One more time with your breath. Good. In your forward fold, Uttanasana. Step your right foot back into a low lunge shape. Drop your right knee to the mat. Press down through your right palm. Roll into the left pinky toe. Inhale, twist open. So we're taking a nice wide stance. You can walk your left foot out wider if you need. Plenty of space for belly here. Left fingertips up to the sky on an inhale. Engage right glute, drop your hips low. Exhale, half splits variation. Straighten into your left leg as much as you want. And take a side bend. So both hands walk over to the left side of your left leg. Inhale, low lunge with a twist. Rebend into your left leg. Reach your left fingertips high. Exhale, half splits with a side bend. Good, one more time. Inhale, plant your right hand. Expand across your collarbones. Find that twist. Exhale, straighten left leg. Walk your hands over to the left. Good. Make your way to the top of the mat. Uttanasana, right foot steps forward. And we'll switch it out. Left leg steps back. Drop your left knee to the mat. Walk your right foot out a little bit wider and then roll into the pinky toe side of that foot. Inhale, engage your left glute. Drop your hips low as you twist open to the right. And exhale, half splits, straighten right leg, walk your hands to the outside of your right leg. Inhale, rebend, plant your left hand, open your right arm. Exhale, half splits. One more time with your breath. Inhale, low lunge with a twist. And exhale, side bend in your half splits. Good. Top of the mat, Malasana, left foot steps forward. And exhale, we're gonna plant both hands. Step your feet all the way back to the back of the mat. Find a downward facing dog. Keep plenty of bend in your knees. Shift your hips side to side, walk out your dog. Take 5 breaths to wiggle and shake here. Whatever you feel like you need to do to warm up for whatever activity you have planned. Good. Now on an inhale, lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees a lot. Send your ribs towards your thighs and press your heart back towards your knees. So we're taking pulses into our lat muscles, kind of these big back and armpit muscles. So roll your biceps forward, bend your knees a lot, and pulse your heart back. Try to keep index finger and thumb grounded. Try to keep elbows straight. Let's go for 10 more. I always notice that my right shoulder is tighter. So if you need to bias one way, that's an option too. To kind of shift over that side more. Good. Walk your way really slowly to the top of the mat by pressing your toes down and lifting your heels up. Finding some compression in the front of the core and hip flexors and quads. Good. Once you get to a forward fold, let your head hang heavy. Shake it out. And then roll up to a stand. All right. Let's shift our weight side to side. As you're ready, weight goes into your right foot. Inhale, left knee to chest. Find that balance, ground down through right big toe. Pelvis is square. Good. Exhale, cross left ankle over right. Sit your hips low, standing figure 4. Really good balance and hip opener. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, swing your left leg behind your right. Find a curtsy side stretch. So left fingertips all the way down through the left side body to the left toes are making this nice little moon shape. Now we're gonna stretch out through our left fingertips. So take some pulses, strong and steady through right leg. Good, come back to center. Left knee to chest. One more opportunity for your standing figure 4 to whatever depth feels good for you today. Good. Come to stand 2 feet to the mat. Switch it out, weight goes into the left foot. Inhale, right knee high. Find that nice core engagement, ribs to hip bones. And then cross right ankle over left knee, sit your hips low, hands to heart. Inhale, rise back up. Swing your right leg all the way back behind the left. Bend into your left knee. Stretch your arms up and over to the left. Curtsy side bend, one of my favorites. Big breaths into the right lung. And then if you want, you can start to pulse out through your right pinky finger. Up and over. As you're ready, stork pose, right knee to chest. One more chance if you want it, standing figure 4. Whew. Right ankle over left knee. Sit back into your glutes. Good, come to stand. Shift your weight side to side. And then we're just gonna finish up with some back strokes through our arms. So literally like you're swimming in a pool on your back. Your thumb is gonna lead the way, and once it hits the ceiling, you're gonna turn. So your palm goes from facing in to facing out. Pinky up, palm in to palm out. Rotating through our shoulders and our upper thoracic spine. Couple more breaths here. Good. Now, I feel ready for activity. So if you'd like to pause the video here, that was our little warm up. If you'd like, you can continue on to the post-activity stretch, or you can visit it later. We're gonna bring our feet a little bit wider than hip width distance. Sit your hips back, find a chair pose variation. Hands are on the tops of your thighs. And start just shifting weight back into one hip and then the other hip. Jutting one knee forward and then the other knee forward. Good, take a cat-cow in this little kind of chair halfway lift. So on an inhale, push your hands into your legs as you stretch your heart forward. Exhale, tuck chin to chest, round and hollow through the belly. Inhale, cow pose, find some extension through your spine. Exhale, round and compress and curl in. One more time. Good. Come back to stand with knees relatively bent, hands to hips, and we're just gonna circle out our hips. So depending on what exercise you've done, it might feel good to kind of unlock your pelvis a little bit. Switch direction of your circles. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. This time, clasp onto opposite elbows and really just let your body kind of sway side to side. Let your neck traction out. You can find stillness too if that feels good. Gently release. Walk your hands underneath your feet so that your toes kind of tickle your creases. Padangustasana. In here, feel free to bend your knees as much as you want.
But let your feet weigh your hands down heavy so you feel a nice stretch in the sides of the arms and through the back body. Gently release. Plant both hands, step your right knee back, lower it down to the mat. From here, we're again gonna roll onto the pinky toe side of our left foot. Engage right glute to drop hips low. Plant down through your right hand. Option to backstroke through your left hand. Curl right heel into glute and find a twisted lizard lunge. So left hand meets the top of the right foot. We peel our body open to the left. Plenty of space for breath here and for baby here. One more cycle. Good, gently release the clasp of your foot. Plant your left hand, step your right foot forward, Uttanasana. We'll switch it out. Left knee drops down behind you. Wiggle your right foot out to the side. Let your knee drop open if that feels okay for your SI joint. If not, I would take a Malasana squat instead. Ground down through left palm, backstroke through right hand, and use your hamstring to pull your left heel into your glute. Option to find the clasp. Soften here. Let your breath move its way through your whole body. One more inhale. Good, exhale. Gently release. Plant both palms, step your right foot back, and find a really mellow down dog. So really just kind of feeling the grounding into both hands and both feet. Letting your heart melt back, but not forcing it. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, sweep your right leg high. Bend your knee to open your hip, like you're bringing your left heel towards your left, or right heel towards your left butt cheek. And then let that right knee weigh down heavy. So you find a big side body stretch. It's like your inner thighs are trying to meet each other. One more breath here into the right lung. As you exhale, pull right knee into chest. Find a pigeon pose. Right knee behind right wrist. Right ankle behind left wrist. If this feels like a lot, you could always find a 90-90 pose so that back knee bends. Whatever hip opener feels good for you here. Find a tall spine first. And exhale, gentle fold, stretching your arms forward or your forearms to the mat. Another option is to bring a bolster underneath your right hip in your pigeon pose. Again, notice any unnecessary clenching or tightening, especially through the face and the shoulders and the low back. 2 more breath cycles here. Gently roll into your right hip. Swing your left leg around so your left foot plants on the outside of your right knee. Left kneecap is pointing up to the sky. Stretch your left hand behind you. Inhale, reach right hand tall. Exhale, gentle twist. Right elbow to left knee. Or if that feels like too much compression, you could kind of stretch forward and just put your hand on your leg. You know your body, you know how much space your belly needs here. Peel left shoulder open and send breath all the way up and down your spine. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper if you'd like. And then we're gonna shift our body all the way to the right. Hands plant at the back of the mat, downward facing dog. Weight goes into the right foot. Inhale, stretch left heel high. Bend your knee, open your hip. Bring left heel towards right butt cheek. And then let your left knee kind of make its way down towards your right knee. It won't make it very far, but you'll feel that side body stretch. Inhale into each space between each rib on your left side. Next, exhale, pigeon pose. Left leg forward, or 90-90 if you want to also bend the back leg, or bring that bolster underneath your left thigh and hip. Find what works for you today. Inhale, reach forward through your chest. And exhale to release to whatever degree of fold feels good for you. Last inhale. Exhale, let go. Roll into your left hip. Swing your right leg around so your right foot plants on the outside of your left knee. Inhale for a tall spine, and then exhale, twist to the right. To whatever degree feels good for you. Your elbow, left elbow can hook onto right knee. Right fingertips can plant behind you. Last inhale to grow really tall through your spine. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper, peel right shoulder open. Now we're going to shift our weight all the way to the left to unwind. Downward facing dog, 2 hands, 2 feet to the mat. Big breath in here. Big breath out, lower your knees down. Find your bolster or your pillow if you have one, and we'll finish up with a child's pose. So I like to slide it between my legs. You can rest one cheek down onto the bolster, and then I'll try to let you know when it's halfway through and we can switch sides. So our heart rate and our breathing rate is slowing down here. Final few moments to just let our nervous system unwind and relax. Switch which side you're laying on if you'd like. Big breaths into the back body, back of your sports bra, back of your ribs, kidney area. Exhale to soften your shoulders. Good, one more breath. Exhale, open your mouth, let the air go. Walk your hands up so you come to a kneeling position. And feel free to take any additional stretches or
breathing techniques or sitting for longer if you would like. Otherwise, that is the end of our practice. I hope you feel like you had a good warm up and then a good cool down and just kind of activated and mobilized through your body. That is the hope. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.